Okay.
Okay.
Going to play another episode of What Joke Did Dave Make? Do you know that game?
Yeah, on Spicks and Specs.
Yeah. Whereas I've watched an old episode of Spicks and Specs, Channel 22. They've taken it. It used to be on every night. Now they've cut it back.
I know my mum's told me that. Mum's not happy.
Yeah.
I was taping last night.
Hey, tell me with the new one. Is it a COVID desk or is it a normal desk?
It's a COVID desk.
I gotta say, I don't really enjoy it. The COVID desk isn't as conducive to.
No. They've got to get back to the original. Have you been paying attention yet?
I haven't done it, but
you're doing it soon.
Yeah.
They've kept it the same, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't understand what if you have been tested. I mean, you've done everything you can do.
You have to get tested when you do a show in there at the ABC, and they've got to bring it back because that was the best thing about it. You were so close.
Oh yeah, you can see you whispering, and you can see elbowing, and you can see people, and you love all that.
Better atmosphere.
Yeah.
Better atmosphere. But it might have just been a simple case of, oh well, we've built this desk now.
Yeah,
there'd be some guy going, oh, well, we've built this desk now. That's what we're going to use.
Yeah, because it's a timeless show. Anyway,
last night
I give you the.
Go on.
No, you go.
I was playing Freddie Mercury. That's an exclusive scoop.
That wouldn't be the first time. Did
you think Freddie Mercury?
Did you give it any? What move did you make? I know we're on a podcast.
Yeah,
what move was it?
Because I had that mic too.
That's right.
Live Aid, that mic.
Yeah.
And what joke do you reckon I did there about? Actually, it was the one joke I did, which is I said my belt's a little bit under pressure.
Under pressure. That's good. Okay.
Man, I don't want to shock you, but two blokes in high vis carrying a ladder just walked past. We're in the pub. You didn't see them. It was like a movie. They had helmets and high vis and ropes.
And they've had the chimney sweep
probably
in.
the chimney sweepers.
They've had the chimney. There's a big fireplace here, and they've had the chimney sweep in. And he's done a good job. They said if he hadn't had it done and a fire had started, they would have just put water down there and filled the whole place with water.
The fire brigade would turn up, yeah. That's where we do the comedy in that room there, at the Grandview in Fairfield, if you're ever in Melbourne, Wednesday nights. And I'm here most nights.
And beautiful counter meal too.
Good meals. But Denise Scott was on one day and they lit the fire and the whole room filled up with smoke. It was hilarious. She still talks about it. It was just like, it was honestly there was like fog in the room.
That's the thing. You got to have your fireplace has to draw very well.
Oh, is that it is? Well, and she said, "Someone help me!" And this guy come running out of the crowd and he pushed us in. She goes, "You've made it worse."
Sometimes you've got to move the fire where you push the fire back a bit, and you might have a log too far forward or whatever. But you got to get it drawing properly. It may even mean playing with the top of the.
God, I love it. I got one in my beach house, I got a log fire.
Oh, we have too.
I just memorise. I get mesmerised by
it. And you don't need anything than it going. You just stare at it, don't you? Yeah.
And the cat stares at it too.
And a bit fat.
Cigar.
Yeah.
And I always sing to the kids.
What do you call them?
A joint.
Yeah.
Oh, that's back in the old days. I don't need that stuff now.
No, not now.
Oh, God. Yeah. And I always sing, "Put another log on the fire."
Oh, they'd love that. Yeah. My dad used to go into the kitchen and then come out with an old bit of plastic. This is back in the day when you didn't recycle. And he'd put it on the fire and goes, "Watch this die." And it'd be like it'd blow right up, but it'd be like a plastic milk bottle or something. Yeah. And then all the plastic would cover the fire and put it out. We go, "Dad, what was that all about?"
And the smoke too.
Oh, yeah, black toxic smoke.
Awful. Okay, go on.
Okay, I give you the parameters. You've got to say what joke you made.
Yeah.
You made the joke. Okay. Don't go too early because we want the audience to also have a go at the joke.
Could have been like 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, you'll get it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Tim Finn was on.
Oh, I love Tim Finn.
Yeah. It is Tim, isn't it? Hey, who's the older one?
It was Tim, yeah.
Tim with the grey hair.
I've never met Neil Finn, so it must have been Tim.
Yeah, Tim. And he was sitting next to Alan Bro.
Oh, Kiwis.
Both Kiwis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were talking, getting on really well. And then they said, "It's funny, we've never met before because we're both from New Zealand." And Alan was saying how thrilled he was to meet him. And he hoped that he said, "Well, I hope our paths cross again." And you said...
Probably down the Dole office?
Yes! You got it!
Isn't that funny? I was trying to think, what would I say?
Yeah, but you got it in one, and it was such a good joke. They went to time for game one. It was the top of to end the segment. So you nailed it. I thought
I can't remember that. I can't remember that.
You can't remember it?
No.
But you're just going, that's the sort of joke I'd make.
Because I loved, in terms of split ends, I loved Tim Finn's songs.
Yeah.
He sang all the ones I like Poor Boy, 6 Months in a Leaky Boat. Okay, Neil Finn ruined that band. Anyway, no, he didn't.
But what's he doing now, Tim?
He would probably just tour, and I don't know. He probably produces music that we're not aware of, you know.
Yeah.
I know Neil still tours and stuff, but
Anyway, it was so that's
there
your
we
joke,
go.
and that's it.
Well, it's coming back very soon.
Look out! Look out! The music's coming.
There
The
it
theme's
comes.
coming. It's galloping into town.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, there we go. Welcome to the show. And, I mean, what else could you say about where are two New Zealanders going to meet? What would you say?
Shearing.
Shearing, something to do with sheep.
Yeah.
Washing windows.
Yeah.
You got to basically say they're unemployed.
Yeah.
Kiwis.
Yeah.
But anyway. Lord of the Rings 4.
Oh, yeah. See, that's even better. Yeah, even better.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. If you've just joined us, we get two topics, got to work out how they're related.
And we haven't had many. I don't want to say it, but apparently it's good if we get reviewed. Now, if you've got a good review, we haven't had one for a while. Not that I looked at them obsessively, but probably every 10 to 15 minutes I have a bit of a look. No,
put a review up. Sure.
Yeah,
because I noticed we were charting on the podcast charts. We were top 20 the other day. We were 17.
help us get to knock off some of those.
Well, yeah.
No,
whoever.
not everyone. No, we're all in. No, we're happy. We're happy, but yeah.
But if we can beat Hamish and Andy, they're always number one. Always.
Yeah, I know.
Either that or a murder podcast. Maybe if you could get stabbed, Glenn, and I could.
Maybe we.
He was leaving the pub at 4:45.
Little did he know what was about to happen.
And then we could bring people in and try and work out who murdered you.
Well, we do. Look, I think we do better than that. We do make believes.
That's true.
And we take people
It's true,
to a
it's
moment
true.
in time. It's like this is, you get to share moments with real people that couldn't have otherwise been recreated. We do it
It's
well.
true.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get the topics. We've got two topics. We've got to work out how they could be possibly related. What are they, Sam?
Honey and sugar.
Honey.
Oof.
That wouldn't be darling honey. That would be honey.
Honey.
And it would be sugar.
Honey was what my kids always say. It was the one thing they found. Never goes off, honey. They found it in the pyramids.
Yeah. Things don't go off when they've got sugar in them. Oh. Which is also what you're saying. It's a preservative.
Yeah. Guy near me, Michael, who's into food and stuff, and he's got honey beehives.
Oh, yeah. Well,
On the roof or somewhere.
Yeah, our friend, he wouldn't mind us saying, Nick Murray, the producer of...
he's got honey. He's got hives.
Yeah, he's got hives. Yes.
Hives, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because occasionally he came to a party once and he bought some honeycomb from... Oh, gee, it was nice.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh.
But I go through this thing, you're going, is it good, is it bad? I mean, I think it's like 80% honey. Sugar.
Oh, yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah, but that's why it tastes so good.
So, but then there's this thing, if you have Manuka honey...
Oh, yeah, Manuka.
Manuka's got the name, isn't it? It's kind of like...
Manuka honey. That's Manuka honey.
Yeah, that will...
Just drink. You got a sore throat. Drink some Manuka
honey.
honey.
And also heal wounds. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think I've heard that. Sure.
Yeah. How would you find that out? I suppose you had a cut elbow. You're having honey on toast. You actually put your elbow into the honey on toast, and a couple of days later, geez, that healed up quickly.
It's probably in a war zone. It probably happened. Probably some guy's got a big cut, and then the guy runs out with a squeezy koala, and here you go, mate.
Oh yeah, there you go.
What are you doing? It's not breakfast time.
And you cut to them having a breakfast the next day. Where's the honey gone again? I'm not out into the field. Oh no! You can't put anything in my toast.
I don't have honey that often.
Neither do I.
My youngest son loves it, and so he has honey all the time. But I tell you what, Keith up the road from where Mum and Dad used to live, he has great honey. He has hives too, and his honey is beautiful.
Yeah, there is something special about that hive thing. It's because what do we eat when we go to the supermarket and buy honey? And then that's made where?
Well, mainly in Australia, but remember that whole thing about it wasn't proper honey? How it was...
Oh, was there a
Yeah,
conspiracy?
yeah. It's not pure honey. And so that they reckon they were using some kind of supplement. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't proper honey.
Well, but haven't we? Isn't there? Aren't they under threat, bees in Australia or something?
Yeah.
Still, and so that's the whole. That's
The ecosystem.
ground level one. What is zero?
You've
Ground
gotta keep
zero.
the bee- They had this whole thing of why the bees were dying in America. And they had all these theories. It was mobile phones. It was air control towers. And they did all these tests. And you know what? It was pesticides that was killing the bees. It's the pesticides.
And have we kind of
Yeah, they've kind of tried to arrest that.
poor old bees?
Yeah, the poor bees.
Because I know they visit like I think it's like 100 flowers a day or something.
Oh, you see them, they go crazy.
Yeah.
It's, nothing greater when you see the bees just doing their stuff.
And they will sting you, but only. Will they attack you?
Painful.
Oh, it's
No.
really painful.
Well, I don't know.
What do they have the sting for?
I don't know, but it's painful. I got stung on the beach once.
I stepped on one and stung on the arch of the foot. And it was yeah, and you can see sometimes the bit stays in you, doesn't it?
Yes, you got to get it out.
Yeah.
What's your view on bush honey? Have you had bush honey?
I'm Russell Coit.
Oh, you've had bush honey, yeah?
No.
Well, I just know my kids don't like it because it's quite eucalyptus
Right.
tasting.
Yep.
It's got a very strong taste. But if you get kind of proper real honey, oh, beautiful.
What? So if you were going to... I know people like it in their tea.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I use it on food, like on chicken and stuff.
Oh.
Man.
How good's that?
Honey. I mean, but, honey soy chips. I mean, I don't know there's much honey in honey soy chips, but honey is a great addition to things.
And is it made to be eaten? What's it made for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why do they make it?
Is it for them? Is it for them to survive on?
Maybe. What are the queen bee? I love the idea of the queen bee.
And she sits there and doesn't do anything.
And then all the worker bees do everything.
Yeah, and then they all die, and she goes on.
As I say, there's only so much room. I say this about the comedy industry. Take notes, kids. There's only so much room for so many queen bees.
This is good.
There's a lot of room for the worker bees, and the worker bees they do okay. They don't do too bad.
So
Are you a queen bee or a worker bee?
I think I'm a bit of a queen
Bit of a
now.
queen, yeah.
Yeah.
I see myself as a worker bee.
I think you're a worker bee. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else can we?
Honey's just great. It's great, and I mean that's what they say. Cavemen they would have discovered it because they didn't have sugar on hand, but like we do. But the only sweet thing they would eat would be berries, and like they would find honey occasionally.
Yeah.
So they must have identified it early and gone, "That stuff over there. Okay, you got to go through the bees, but it's bloody good if you get any."
Because they would have just found something out in the middle of nowhere and broke a bit off and had a little bit of a lick of it because they're having a bite of everything as they're wandering around in the.
You'd be having a crack of bark going. Oh, no,
Are there
good.
certain parts of the world that do more honey than other parts of the world? I would imagine Australia, New Zealand.
It's a very good question. Is it a northern hemisphere thing? Yeah, very good question.
Who are the big people that make it too? What are the big brands?
Oh.
I don't
They're the
know.
ones at home that make them. It's kind of a bit boutique honey.
Yeah.
But I do remember they had this whole controversy about that not being pure honey, and some of them had supplements in it and stuff.
See, I find the jarred honey, as opposed to the squirt honey, which always makes a rude noise.
Yeah.
It's hard to get if you dip your knife into the jar honey, it's hard getting it from the jar to the toast without making a mess. And once it goes on the counter,
terrible. And ants love it.
yeah, and once you get it on your fingers, which is indicative of it being good for a wound, you've got to really wash to get it off.
Yeah.
But so I reckon you would probably have the squeezer.
We have the squeezy one. We have the squeezy one and the jars too, actually. The kids love honey.
Yeah. So, and
What about Honey Joys? They're a good, Honey Joys. They're the cornflake cake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You would have had them as a kid. So
Oh,
they're got all
yeah.
cornflakes and the bottom's all crusty honey, kind of sugar.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Baked. Oh,
Good for you.
beautiful.
Really good for you.
Really good. Yeah.
I tell you one thing I do like. I don't do it very much, and it must be very bad for you. Bit of toast, bit of peanut butter with honey on top.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
with you.
and then, I
with
reckon
you.
the barbecue? Would you put it on? Where would you at the barbecue? Do you put it on a bit of sauce?
I don't barbecue much, but I certainly have had it in the fry pan. Yeah, which is like barbecuing. Certainly, when chicken sautés, or you're trying to make your chicken a little bit fancier, a bit of soy sauce and honey.
Yeah,
that's a good combination.
And it's such a simple add to just a little bit of honey, bit of
marinated.
Did you know? I was reading this the other day. The bees only, I think, in their lifetime, make about a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of honey.
I think they only make love once and then they die. One of those terrible stories.
I mean, there's a lot of work. So next time you have a teaspoon of honey,
think about the bee.
One bee is giving his life for this. So it's worth thinking about.
Well, let's do sugar. Sugar. Oh, honey. Hey, maybe that's a connection. That
you
song
are my candy
by the Archies.
Girl. Then I what you want.
That's a great song. Oh, honey. Sugar. Sugar's great. Oh, how good sugar.
Sugar's the thing where you go, I'm biting into this and I'm loving it and I don't know why. People go, well, it's because it's got a load of sugar in it.
Sugar and salt. It's either sugar or salt or both. Find.
As we said before, and fat.
And fat.
Sugar, fat, bad, but not too bad.
There was that great time when my wife said she had to go for her sister's lunch. And I said, well, then me and the kids might go out. And as she left, she said, nothing involving sugar or salt. And then I said to the kids, she said nothing about fat.
Oh.
So we went to a restaurant called Fat.
Oh.
Which did... What did they do?
Mars bars dipped in something.
No burgers or something. Yeah, my son ended up vomiting in the gutter.
Oh, there you go. Good day out. No,
I laugh now. They had thick shakes and they had fried chicken.
He vomited straight away?
Oh, it was a whole episode. So it had fried chicken. It was called Fat, Fried and Tasty. That's what it stands for.
Yep.
And they had a few branches around Melbourne. The great Benny Lomas.
The great man, yeah.
What man to the stars. He used to do a routine about he would drive along with his wife and they'd see Fat. And she goes, you ever been in there? He's like, no. And she goes, well, why are they waving to you? It's a great routine. Anyway, so we went in there. We had fried chicken, and my son would have been about 16, the oldest one, and he's like loving it. He's like, oh, this is unbelievable. Yep. Can I get a thick shake? Yep. Thick shakes. We had thick shakes, and then he just went outside and he actually leant on the window.
So he went into a frenzy, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it went straight down and straight up. Yeah, that's because he's not used to that amount of fat coming. Whereas your body gets used to it and goes, "Oh, I get this. I can cope." But if you don't have it very often, like your kids probably don't, it's the overload you can't deal with.
Oh man! Then we got in the car, right? And he'd vomited once. We got in the car and we pulled up to an intersection. He goes, "I'm going to vomit again. I'm going to vomit again." So I turn the corner. I go through a red light. Got pulled up by the cops.
And he was vomiting. Did the police understand why you had to do it?
Yeah, the cop was like, the cop's like, he's like, do you realise where you pulled you over there? I said, my son was about to vomit. We've been to this fried chicken restaurant.
Vomit again. Prove it.
And the cop's like, oh, rightio, mate. Fair enough. All right, just drive on. So,
yeah. Well, fair enough.
But sugar. I
was going to say fat,
sugar.
Bad, sugar, bad. Worst of all, fat and sugar, which is ice cream.
I said ice cream.
I don't want to kill ice cream for you, but I've said it before. Fat by itself is quite good. You need a bit. Sugar, fast energy. Need a little bit of a kick. If we had some sugar now, before I had to go on stage and do your Worker Bee comedy show. A little bit of sugar, good. But what happens is you take.
I just had some then.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
drinking lime.
Your body goes, am I going to burn that now? Okay, we're not. So there's a guy down there. It's like a warehouse. There's a guy down there. Bring in the fat. Yeah, where do you want that? We'll store that in the arse. Put that over there.
Are you like a naturopath?
Yeah. And here comes the sugar. You want to use this? Not right now. Put it in with the fat ass. Put it over there. And so you hang on to the sugar.
Yeah, right.
And anyway, it's all of mine.
And it's all in your book. It's all in your book. Glenn's Healthy Life Tips. Yeah. What do you have sugar in tea or coffee?
No.
Because do you ever had like just pure sugar in something? I think that's kind
of the only. What do you mean?
Well, it's mainly hot drinks where they put sugar in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Here's a tip: if you've got a tradesman at your house and he asks for a coffee with 1 sugar, put in 1.5, and he'll think you go, that was good coffee. I don't know what to do. Let's give him a little bit extra. and he'll love you for it.
Sugar.
What is your favourite transportation system for sugar?
Well, you mean like chocolate or?
Yeah. I like the. Not that you want.
I thought
sugar.
you were talking about what do you like in those little paper satchels that you
Oh,
shake?
that's another question too.
Or
Yeah,
you know, but I don't
well,
have
there's your cube.
the cube.
There's your sugar cube.
Old
Then there's
school.
the pouring out the applicator. I mean, that could be.
that
the
thing you
answer.
pour out.
So you've got your squeeze bottle. Maybe that was the pour out thing, and it was always. This is very clever. I remember it was very because it always poured out 1 teaspoon, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 1 teaspoon. No, I was thinking more like you. Would you, if you want some sugar, would you go for a piece of fruit, or would you go for I don't know,
Chocolate bar.
chocolate bar?
Biscuit.
I mean,
I would say if I had the choice of like an apple, a banana, an orange, a chocolate bar, or I would probably go to biscuit. I think biscuit would be my first choice.
that's your delivery choice. Yeah, I mean,
What do you?
I don't want. Yeah, well, I must admit, I'd probably go banana because I just love bananas.
I mean, I love bananas too, but I don't see that as sugar. I see that as healthy fruit.
But what's the breakdown? Is it sucrose, fructose, glucose?
Oh no, it's got sugar in it, but I kind of have led myself to believe it's good sugar.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
Like good fat.
and it's part of the complexity of the biology.
Well, you know, like avocado's good fat.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
potato chips are bad fat.
Yeah.
They're trans fat.
Yeah, when they have the big party, when trans comes in,
he was like,
don't get in his way. He'll kill you.
oof.
He'll get into your heart and
But
just.
trans fat would be like the druggy guy, like, hey. Where the banana guys would be all healthy and stuff, you know.
You telling me you don't love me? You love me.
You haven't tried me. You know what? You probably tried me. You
Try
didn't
me.
even know. You didn't even know. You ever had a pie?
I will make you very happy late at night when you're feeling a little bit glum.
You've had a pie? You've had a pie? Well, you ate me. I'm trans fat.
Yeah, I'm trans
fat.
And then, fruit comes over. Oh, you go piss off, mate.
Mate,
Fruit.
healthy's turned up.
Yeah, Mr. Healthy. No, I
healthy
would
boy.
probably, but having said that, I'm a big dark chocolate guy. And
How much sugar in that is there? Is there much sugar in
I
dark
don't
chocolate?
know, I suppose. But I must
You're
admit,
the old 2 pieces before I go to bed. I'm in the Sunday Life magazine. 2 pieces of chocolate.
here's my
Dark
day.
chocolate.
I do have a bit of dark chocolate in the morning with nuts.
Oh.
I have some almonds and a bit of dark chocolate. But the other day, someone gave me a bit of milk chocolate, which I haven't had for quite some time, and I went, "Oh my god, I just haven't had more of that." Whereas dark chocolate is good because it goes.
I don't want more.
I'm going to punch you in the head.
Yeah.
A chocolate punch, and you go, "Whoa, that's a whack! I don't need any more of that." But with milk chocolate, you go, "Oh, from the moment it's addiction. You cannot stop."
Absolutely. Gee, I put sugar in cooking sometimes, like spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah, perfect.
Because you just got to have a bit of sugar in spaghetti
Yep.
bolognese to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they must use sugar in curries and stuff
Well,
too.
we have this chili thing we put on as a condiment, and I'm going, that's great, it's so good. And then you look at the sugar content; it's really high. You go, I'm loving the sugar. You look
at like say potato chips often have sugar in them, icing sugar or
yeah.
there's often savoury things have sugar.
And all
in
the
them.
fast foods people with all, I mean, I think white bread's got
Macca's.
tons. Got lots of
Lots of sugar.
What
Sugar.
sugar is sugar cane?
That sugar cane that tasted good. Come on. That's a song by who's
So
that?
that's
Arian?
where. What's the one that's bad? There's the really bad one.
Oh, there's white sugar and brown sugar.
Well, and sometimes you have brown sugar thinking, oh, I'm actually being healthy.
yeah.
You're not.
It
Seriously.
must all come from the same sugar cane, doesn't it? That's great when you go to Queensland and you drive through those sugar fields.
Beautiful.
One of my friends who was working up there and said it's really hard work.
What, cutting it down?
Yeah, it's my brother's kids.
Don't they burn it first or something?
I don't know. Yeah, you see them burning it.
What's that? I don't know what burning is, but
What's that Paul Kelly song that goes driving through the rain in the sugar cane to a door? They talk about sugar canes and that. It's very, very Australian, isn't it? It's very Aussie.
yeah, very, very Aussie.
Very
So that
Aussie.
would that be a major export for us?
Sugar would be an
It would have to
export.
be. What would they do? Put it in a really big.
Big
And how do they make those cubes?
Yeah, what sticks the cubes together?
They must have like a ice tray. Put them all in,
Yeah.
and then boink it out
They
again.
must use something to stick the sugar together.
Yeah.
Because that mustn't be just pure sugar. Maybe they do. Maybe they heat it. And maybe it's a heating thing. It's a really interesting
But
question.
you don't see them anymore, really, do you? I mean,
No.
if I went to the supermarket, I'm sure I could get Where's
When we used to go to like an old-fashioned cafe,
old-fashioned cafe?
they have them.
Yeah,
Little
1, 2,
tongs.
3.
1,
Um,
2.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've covered off Sugar and Honey.
I think we
What
have.
thinking music should we have?
Is there a? Oh, I was nearly going to say the name of a honey creator. Then Barnes.
Oh yeah, Barnes.
Yes,
Very
yes.
good. I can't remember a good honey ad.
No, either can I.
Or a good honey scene anywhere in a movie. There were, of course, the sugar. You know how many teaspoons of sugar is in a can of Coca-Cola?
7?
Higher.
No.
I think it's like 12, isn't it?
No.
That's why I drink Diet Coke. What's your vibe? Remember when fake sugar came in and you go out with your mum and she'd go, I'll have some of that in that little sachet next to the...
Yeah.
They started putting it next to the sugar sachets
Yes,
that have
yeah.
like
Yeah.
light or... What was it called? Those little sugar sachets.
Yeah, I know.
Fake sugar.
But was
Free? Or,
Was it in like a little flipper thing?
Yeah, some were,
and so old people would bring their own version of it. in their pocket.
yeah. But some had satchels too, like little satchels. Oh God. Anyway, I'll try and think of it.
Yeah, and then you know the trick with that because everyone used to shake.
Yes.
The cool move was to shake
Yes.
them. You shake them because you're getting the sugar down so you could tear the packet open.
Oh,
But
I
the
didn't know
the trick
that.
is you shake it, then you accidentally throw it across the room.
What
It's
about
always a good joke.
What about a Coke ad or something like that?
A Coke ad, yeah.
They had great
Oh,
ads.
yeah. What's that? I like to build a world at home. Perfect.
That's a great ad, and that was featured in last episode of Mad Men. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So with Don Draper, that was a good show.
Can we play? I wonder if that still exists.
Yeah.
Sam, can you see if you can get? I don't know what it would be called.
That was a great episode of Mad Men because he went away. People haven't seen it.
Oh, is this not what? This is the one with the slide projector, is it?
No, that's great. That's the best.
Did they make you cry? They make you cry.
Yeah. What do you say? It's a carousel. It's not a slide projector.
Yeah.
It's a carousel.
Yeah.
It tears a thing in your heart. It's a great scene.
No, what scene are you talking about?
I'm talking about so in the last episode he goes to some hippie retreat. Because remember he quits advertising
last episode
of Mad Men. He quits advertising
Yeah, right.
and he goes to some sort of hippie retreat and you think, he's supposed to be coming up with a new campaign for Coca-Cola, but he's off smoking drugs or whatever and hanging out with hippies. And then he comes up with this hippie kind of song for Coke. And they finish the episode on that.
Because their ads, as a kid, you looked at that, you go, that's the life I want to live.
Oh, yeah, the one with the beach ball on the beach.
Ball,
Yeah, the big beach ball.
dune buggies,
Yeah.
good-looking guys, all running down
girls.
sand dunes, diving
Yeah.
in water, and
Yeah.
they all drink Coke, and then you're going, they have sex up in the sand dunes.
Oh,
That's what you're thinking,
definitely.
drinking Coke.
I'd never seen that Coke ad until I saw Mad Men. And I wondered whether that guy must have written that episode knowing that he was going to use that ad and got permission for that ad.
Oh, you work backwards.
I reckon he worked backwards.
Oh, see, you're good. That's where you get the big dollars. 'Cause you got it all worked out. Work
That's why
backwards.
I'm doing a podcast at a pub.
There's a bit of thing to learn from. Take something really good and pretend you're working
I
towards it.
reckon that's what he did, that guy.
Yeah.
Matthew Weiner, is that his name? The guy that... Yeah, well, let's hear that. Let's try and hear that Coke ad, Sam.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Awesome.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing with me. Perfect harmony, perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing. I'd like to teach the world to sing to perfect harmony, perfectly. And I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing. Coke is what the world wants today.
All right. Glenn, look, the blokes are walking past with a ladder. See, that's like something out of a film.
No, they look like extras who've been cast as. Okay,
They got helmets and high vis and ladders and ropes.
they walk through exactly on time.
And there's another one.
There's another one, and they got things around their waist.
Yeah,
with,
they got
with
like a-
pulleys, and then so there's 3 of them, and
Fantastic.
you reckon they'll stay for lunch?
Oh,
You'd want to stay for
You'd
lunch.
want to stay for lunch.
You would go. We've got to do a pub today. Let's go do the pub around
Get
lunchtime.
about 11. Get about 11.
Yeah, that's smart. But I didn't see any. I would have thought we would have seen a bit of soot on their face.
Yeah.
'Cause
they
if-
do look like extras. Hey, they're
He
coming
goes,
back
they're
again.
coming back.
Yeah.
No soot there.
They're probably filming an episode of Offspring or something. They're probably from a TV show. Not that show's been on for a while. But anyway. All right. Well, have a crack. What is it, Glenn? Honey and sugar.
I reckon the only
Oh, that guy's got a witch's hat. Oh, they've got everything. Seriously. I'll tell you what. If these guys are acting, they're doing it well.
not a bad reality show. Chimney sweep.
Not a bad reality show.
Seriously, because you hear the story.
Yes, this is like a Chirac mansion and a mansion in Chirac, and the old lady wants us, but it's
Yeah.
bloody.
Ooh,
Gary,
this one-
what's going on over there?
yeah. It's going to be.
And they could have chimney cam. They got a camera going up the chimney.
Yep. And what brush we're going to use?
Yeah.
You know, because they are a real fire hazard.
Disaster.
What's Jamoan's line? That it's ironic that when a house burns, the fire starts in the fire, the house burns down, but everything burns except for the chimney.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, good observation. And he's at your venue fairly soon.
Oh, yeah, it's Simone. She's
Yeah.
popular here.
I'm going to say what we said earlier. I reckon it's got something to do with honey, sugar, sugar. It's something to do with that was the first song ever released by a
Wow.
cartoon.
Oh, you're by the Archies.
Yep.
Honey. Honey and Sugar were the only two. Honey and sugar. Honey is the only thing that produces its own sugar.
Hang on a sec.
I don't know what that means.
Honey
Well, I think honey and sugar are the two only organic forms of sugar in the world.
Jeez, were you a biology teacher at school?
Yeah,
or something?
possibly. Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah,
that's really quite
I
clever.
did arts, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, what is the answer, Sam?
The Queen of the United Kingdom has had two corgis with the names Honey and Sugar. On her 18th birthday, the Queen was gifted a corgi named Susan, from whom the rest of her corgis are said to be descended. Since then, she is believed to have owned at least 30 corgis throughout her 70-year reign.
Oh, she took it. It's the Jubilee. She's a royalist.
She's worked again. She's worked back. Well done,
she's
Sam.
worked
Very,
backwards.
very good. Very good.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
What you got to do is, you got to, if you want to name a dog, you've got to say it out loud. So, what have you named your cat?
Cats. There's Zazie and Winnie.
Zazie, Winnie.
Winnie!
Doesn't sound too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah, we had Torty.
Torty's good.
Now let's just try Honey. Honey. No about that.
Honey. Yes, sweetheart. No, not you, the dog.
Yeah, Sugar.
Sugar.
Sorry, darling.
But sugar's also a word you use for shit. Oh, sugar.
Oh yes.
You know, your mum used to, oh, sugar.
Sugar.
What's wrong, Elizabeth? No. I'm talking to the corgi. Oh, sugar, you little sugar.
Do you think the Queen-
He's done a sugar on the mat.
I reckon the Queen listens to this podcast.
Absolutely. Hello, Elizabeth. Well done with the 70
years on the throne. So you reckon,
Wow.
do you reckon, this is a bit crass, but when she actually goes to the toilet and then they can't find her, do you reckon the staff go, where's the Queen?
Yeah.
She's on the
the throne.
Do you reckon? You'd have to, wouldn't you? She's on the throne.
You know the thing about her corgis? She had over 30 corgis in her life, but she's got none at the moment because she didn't want to die and leave some of them alive. How's that?
She's not thinking, she's got a few how old is she? 90?
She's 96, I think.
She looks. I saw her with the Australian of the Year interviewer chatting to him the other day on something. She was just delightful.
Yeah.
Are you what, monarchy?
No, I'm a
republic?
Republican, but I quite like the royal family.
Yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too, can't you?
I mean, I find them interesting, but
If you met the Queen, would you bow?
yeah.
Why?
Well, are you meant to bow? You meant to curtsy?
You're
aren't you?
meant to go like just a little head nod like
Okay,
that.
I'll do that.
And you're meant to call it ma'am, as in
Ma'am.
ma'am, as in ham.
Ma'am.
Not that I've ever, but yeah, you know. What's his name say? What's his name? The comedian? Oh God. The book you lent me.
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr. What did he say when he met the Queen?
No, I don't know.
He said, "Oh, that reminds me. I've got to get some more stamps."
Brilliant.
Good line. Whether he did it or not, I don't care.
Brilliant.
But, you know.
Brilliant.